I'm just trying.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Inclusion Matters podcast with Inclusion Pro Wrestling. Tonight, there is no guest. So, I am joined by Mr. Kool-Aid Man and a man who would look better in TK's cowboy hat than TK himself, the crippled Messiah.
Thank you very much, everybody. Welcome to uh, Inclusion Matters podcast. Let's have a great show.
Nobody asked you, talking forehead.
No, but you got it anyway.
So let's go back and talk a little SummerSlam, shall we?
Sure.
Let's chow.
Let's talk about. Let's just go right to the main event. Let's go to the Roman Reigns Jey Uso match, or Jimmy Uso. Sorry.
No, you said it right the first time.
Okay. Well, anyways, let's go back to that. What are you guys' thoughts?
I thought it was a good match. I thought it really showed Jey Uso to be a main eventer more than anything that they had been doing leading up to it. I mean, for most of that match, Jey Uso fought off both Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. I think a lot of people thought there'd be more surprises, but I'm actually kind of happy that there wasn't anymore because it kind of leads a little bit more into the future storylines that they might do.
Kool-Aid Man?
I had to agree with Nathan. It was a good match. I really was hoping that Jay would win it. However, I want to see how the storyline unfolds from here.
All right. Well, I'm going to throw a swerve at you gentlemen tonight. Out of all the current champions in every major promotion, who is the best champion?
I'll go first.
You always do, because you sound like paint drying.
Because I'm the Messiah. So in the WWE right now, I think the best champion is probably Seth Rollins. Because of the fact that he defends his title every week. In Impact, I think the best champion is probably Alex Shelley, just because he can wrestle with anybody. I would have said Leo Rush, but he really hasn't done much with his X Division title yet. And in AEW, I'm going to have to go with the guy that never lost his championship, which would be CM Punk. And I've been CM Punk's biggest critic. Anybody that's on this podcast can admit that. But the fact that on Collision, he's kind of made that show his own and even turned the championship that he never lost into a unique championship by making it the straight edge championship, to me shows that he still is the best in the world.
Okay, well, leave it to the crippled Messiah for not answering the question the correct way. I said, in your opinion, who's the best champion of or between the last four of the major four promotions? I didn't want you to go promotion by promotion. The answer to that, of course, is the best in the world, Mr. CM Punk.
And I would agree with that.
But it took you so long to get to the answer, you put me to sleep.
Well, just because you're old and you fall asleep in that chair on a regular basis doesn't, you can't blame me for the fact that you fall asleep.
Now, the man of the reasons pick, I have to pick a neutral on this one from the both of you.
Shut up, Kool-Aid man. Your opinion don't matter.
I'm still going to say it. I'm going to have to say Y2J, Chris Jericho.
I said best champion. I said best champion. That means current champion.
Then let me rephrase that. Current champion, I would have to say the tag team, FTR.
That's not a bad pick, and I even think that on Collision this week they're going to be, along with CM Punk, be dual champions because I think they're going to win the trios belts from the House of Black.
Man, Nate, or man, Messiah, what is this? You're on a CM Punk kick for some reason tonight. Did somebody piss in your Cheerios? I thought you hated CM Punk.
He won me over with the promo on Collision.
I mean, let me get back to our old debate here from a few weeks. Oh, we got a special guest joining us tonight. What a surprise. It's Big Money Dodge. Anyways, let me get back to the debate that we were having here a few weeks ago. Actually, I can't really do that because I'm afraid there might be people watching and I don't want to lose ratings. So that discussion's for yet another day. The man of reason, the Mr. Kool-Aid man, has actually made me think better against that. So let's see here. Moving on. I'm looking forward to Wembley. I'm looking forward to that MJF Adam Cole Bay match. Yeah, I think that's probably going to steal the show in Wembley.
Big Money, you want to answer that one first? Well, I'll answer that first until he can get his audio problems figured out. I agree with you. I know, shocking, because we usually don't agree. That I think the Adam Cole MJF match was still the show. I think AEW's did a wonderful job building that partnership and said matchup. And let's give kudos to AEW because wrestling fans for years had said that nobody could sell out Wembley Stadium other than the WWE. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Heartbreaker and Kool-Aid Man, but hasn't AEW sold more than WWE did for SummerSlam 1992?
Let me be the first to congratulate AEW on almost selling out Wembley Stadium, a feat that their competitors have been doing it for years hasn't even done. So bravo to Tony Khan and the AEW team for almost selling out Wembley Stadium. I always knew they could do it. Kool-Aid man, you've been awfully quiet, Kool-Aid man.
I tip my hat off to the AEW crew for almost selling out Wembley. And there's actually two matches I think is going to blow the roof off of Wembley. One, yes, I think it's going to be the Adam Cole and MJF match, but the other one's going to be the Young Bucks against FTR.
Yes.
And Adam Cole, if you're watching, sir, I'm sorry that they can't pronounce your name right. It's Adam Cole. Bay. Now get it right.
Ooh.
My apologies. Big Money, do you have any thoughts on the AEW show at Wembley Stadium?
That I wasn't invited to. So, Tony Khan, I got one word for you. I'm not going to say it, though. Anyways, so I really think I'm looking forward to the MJF Adam Cole Bay Bay match. That's the one I'm looking forward to because they're doing this team and now they're one-on-one for the belt. I don't know. It's going to be an epic match. Now, the other one I'm looking forward to. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, see, your phone loves me. Great. It's good to be back. um, honestly, yeah, MJF's match is what I'm looking forward to. What else is there? I'm trying to think of the other matches. They have so many. I don't even know. But MJF's the one I'm looking forward to. The CM Punk and Joe, right?
That's
That hasn't been officially confirmed yet, I don't think.
Oh. But if
but
that
that was
happens,
the challenge
that's
that Joe put out. Yes.
yeah. So if he does accept and that goes, that's just gonna tear it all up. That's the rubber match, I believe that is.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Well,
rubber
it's match
match.
4 of them. And I need to go back and clarify something.
Uh-oh,
Because
you
there may be
clarify?
viewers who haven't seen AEW yet. That tag team match that Pat mentioned at Wembley may or may not happen. It is just a rumor at the time.
Yes.
That should be interesting.
I thought it was official. My bad.
It is a rumor
It was.
until
It was.
it is a
they
rumor
announced it.
until they announce it.
So let Tony Khan
And I
make an
apologize.
announcement to make an announcement for that announcement. So
Yep.
it'll be an announcement.
So I apologize.
No, you're all right.
Don't let it happen again. Oh,
I from watching last week, I thought
Heartbreaker,
it was official. So
what's next?
I misinterpreted it.
just because you live in a mansion, we'll let this one slide.
But anyways, going back to SummerSlam, because we were breaking down SummerSlam. I think really the best match of the whole SummerSlam Premium Live event was Brock and Cody 3. By far,
That was a hell of a match. That was a hell of a match.
That was a hell of a match.
That was.
And I like the fact that Brock kind of I don't want to say passed the torch because
he went
I don't
out.
think Cody needs the torch passed, but I like the fact that like there was a sign of respect shown at the end.
Yes,
he went off script, and that was just like, I'd be pissing my pants if Brock gave me that kind of respect. I'll be like, oh my god, I thought he was going to kill me.
Exactly.
That's what I thought.
Wow.
That's what I thought after the match was over. I thought Brock was going to pull something fancy, and they were going to end up having another match. So
Nope.
Brock totally surprised me with that.
All right. So, Mr. Messiah, you're not used to being put on the spot with these questions.
Shoot.
So,
Whoa, shoot. Whoa.
oh, I wish I could, but I won't.
Uh-oh.
Well, with your eyesight with those Coke bottle glasses, you probably miss anyway.
Oh,
Well,
this is what I miss.
Well, then let's just let's just put you on the spot here and see if you really put your money where your mouth is about my friend, Mr. CM Punk.
Uh-oh.
All right, bring it.
Ooh.
I want the top 2 best in the world, in your opinion.
Oh.
Best in the world today or ever?
Best in the world. And remember, people might be watching.
CM Punk, and MJF.
I agree with Mr. Big Money Dodge. That sounds like a kiss-ass answer.
Yes, it does sound like that.
Well, I can assure you it's not.
However, I have a counter to that one, Tony.
Oh. Dude, I came in a good
I don't know if
interview.
you have. I don't know if you have the authority to counter that, Mr. Kool-Aid Man, but I'll allow it.
Yeah.
I have to say, the one of the best in the world, whether you like him or not,
Uh-oh.
is Roman Reigns. And the other one, and I love calling him the king of rock and roll, Mr. Y2J.
That freaking wizard?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, I have a question for the 4 of you, or for all of us.
I was going to say the 4 of us.
Obviously, the man in blue cannot count.
I think the blue's
I never
getting to
said
him.
math wasn't my strongest subject.
I know what 2 + 2 is.
Okay, so what's your question, Mr. Blue Shirt?
Give me the most intriguing storyline in each promotion right now.
Oh. MJF and Adam Cole, baby. And the Bloodline. That's it.
Those are the only two. Those were the only 2 promotions that I actually currently watch, and I actually agree with our guest, Mr. Big Money.
Oh my God! Somebody agrees with me.
And I have to agree with both of them.
Oh my God! I'm 2 for 2.
And here we go with the paint drying.
Well, I would have to disagree. I
think. Oh gosh.
One of the most intriguing storylines in AEW right now is Chris Jericho. Will he or will he not join the Callis family? And what's going to happen with the Inner Circle? And then in WWE, I would have to say the Judgment Day and whether Damian Priest is going to leave and if JD McDonough is going to join.
Okay, you did say only one storyline and you gave us 2. Again, typically meaning you didn't even know how to answer your own question.
No, I did answer the question because I said, give me one storyline in each promotion right now that's the most interesting.
Correct. And you gave us 2. So therefore, you didn't even answer the question the correct way. So therefore, Mr. Man in the blue shirt, you're not allowed to ask any more questions tonight.
In the words of...
Goodbye.
Oh. We got a tough crowd. How's my hair?
So, ladies and gentlemen, now since the man in the blue shirt is out of the picture and in timeout because he can't follow the rules, let's see where this one goes. Man in the blue shirt, would you like to ask another debating question? No?
That depends. Did you turn down my volume on my microphone?
I hear you loud and clear.
So yes, I would like that.
You're the one who's like, ta-ta.
Oh,
Now, moving
boy,
on.
oh boy. I
Let's
have a
continue.
question then. How about this? Don't cut me off. I'm being good. What was your how did you feel when you saw the New Day return? What was your reaction?
See, I didn't see that. I just seen it online, but it's nice to see two of the New Day back,
The other will not be back.
but the other one will
That's
never
what
return. The other one will never return, and that's really too bad because Big E was probably the heart and soul of the New Day,
I agree.
and
Yep.
it came out earlier this week that doctors have told
He cannot wrestle
Big
ever.
E should never wrestle again. Therefore, he will probably be coming out on Raw one of these days, or even SmackDown, and probably retiring from the sport of professional wrestling. And unfortunately, that breaks my
Part
heart
of the business.
because Big E was one of my favorites. But as everybody knows, and as I'm learning as a promoter, that is part of the business.
It is. So here's my other question now. God, now I'm loving asking questions and not getting shut off. Anyways, your opinion on Daddy Ass retiring. What was your opinion? How did you feel about it?
Oh, that's a hard one to answer because I had mixed feelings about it.
Well,
part of me-
let's put another twist on this.
Oh God, there's a twist.
Is it script or is it real?
That's true. You never know, but
And
just
that is
the first time you see it, like, what was your reaction? Like, were you about to cry? Were you happy? How was your feeling about him throwing in the towel pretty much?
Well, my feeling was a little bit mixed. I was sad because I've always been a daddy ass fan, even back when he was in DX or the Smoking Guns.
Yep.
But I was happy in the way that it could benefit AEW, and I mean that by the young talent because I have a feeling he'll be a coach in the back.
Oh,
which I believe
guaranteed.
he's already doing.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Mr. Tony Khan up there, your opinion? Your feeling?
Again, I agree with the man in the blue shirt.
Whoa, now you're agreeing with him?
It's kind of bittersweet because
Yeah.
I followed Billy Gunn's career as Smoking Gun into, oh, you didn't know?
That was fun.
To Daddy Ass.
Scissor me, daddy.
You know,
Don't
if
really.
it's true, the man had a legendary career. If it's not true, bravo AEW for giving us yet another swerve that you're famous for doing.
Agreed.
So I have one for you guys.
Uh-oh, here we go.
You better make it good or I'll put you in timeout too. And unlike the
I
man
like-
in the shirt, you can't come out of timeout until I let you out of timeout.
Okay. Name one worst gimmick you remember from WCW and WWE.
Oh, that's easy.
The worst gimmick?
The worst gimmick that a
Oh,
wrestler could have.
Oh, that's easy. WWE, hands down, Stardust.
Right? Thank you. I just thought of that too. I was all like, okay, there's that one, and then I was thinking the whole Elias and God, Ezekiel thing.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, what are you guys
WCW,
trying to do?
WCW, you know, I don't really remember a lot of it, to be honest, because it's yeah. As the man in the blue shirt says, I am getting old. So.
And I do
Yeah,
agree. I do agree. The Stardust gimmick was the worst.
Yep.
My
And
picks.
as of right now, the whole theory being Vince's puppet. You know, I don't like the whole he's the new like John Cena US champion thing. It's not a gimmick, but it's a storyline. I just don't like it.
So my picks, I want to say, would be are picks that the characters could have worked if they would have put the original people in there. So mine would have been the Goon, which was the hockey-inspired player that
Yeah,
they
I
had
remember that.
in WWF. And in WCW, it was Glacier.
Glacier was actually kind of cool. I liked his gear, but yeah, it was kind of. What I didn't like about WCW is bringing ICP. I mean, granted, it brought Vampiro and everything, but I didn't like the whole, let's bring in ICP. Two guys that are not trained.
See, I didn't mind WCW bringing in ICP because at least they did something with them. You know what I mean? They put him with Raven. They put him with Vampiro.
Yeah,
Unlike
that made sense.
WWF, who brought him in with the oddities for
That
SummerSlam
threw me up.
'98,
Yep.
and then they were just gone. So I mean, at least WCW with ICP did something.
I agree on that. I agree.
All right, well, let's go back and talk because I think it's important in wrestling today how Vince McMahon messed up the invasion.
Before you do that, I think we need to bring up our sponsors.
Well, Mr. Man in the blue shirt, who runs this, the host or the executive producer?
My apologies.
Ouch. Man, you are a Vince McMahon. Damn.
I just thought in your advanced stage, your memory might be slipping.
At this time, Mr. Man in Blue, why don't you thank your 5 sponsors for putting on this podcast for you? Because without those 5 sponsors, we wouldn't have the man that can talk like paint is drying on this show. So,
hey, I can talk.
So, Mr. Man in Blue, go ahead and take it away.
First, we'd like to say thank you to Precision Power Washing, and you can find him on Facebook. Thank you to El Ranchero's Mexican Restaurant in Longview, Washington. Also to American Family Insurance and agent Kevin Watson. To the CARE program, which stands for Community Action Reaching Everybody, and you can get a hold of the lady that's in charge of that on Facebook, and her name is Becky Bernhardt. And Bruce Nichols Painting for all your painting, pressure washing, and lead removal needs, and you can find him on Angie's. And my apologies, it is my executive producer's nap time, so we can continue now without disturbing him. So please, at your elder age, take your nap. We'll wake you up when your false teeth are ready.
Oh,
it's about damn time you're done, man. I mean, it's so boring listening to you talk.
Oh,
so let's talk about the invasion angle done wrong.
All right.
Mr. Man in the blue shirt, how would you make the invasion angle better?
If I was doing the invasion angle, I would have not been as stubborn as Vince McMahon was and worked out a deal regardless of what he wanted and brought in Sting to lead WCW. If you really wanted to make a big like splash in that event invasion angle, if you would have brought Sting in
Yep.
as your like figurehead, everybody would have stood up and paid attention to that. The other thing I would have done, even though I love Paul Heyman, I wouldn't have put Paul Heyman in the alliance.
I would have to go a completely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Sting. I follow Sting from the beginning, pretty much the beginning of his career. But I would have did. And I might get some heat for this. I would have done the Nature Boy. And on the ECW part of it, I would have done Shane Douglas.
Wow.
Wasn't the invasion angle with WWE and WCW?
And ECW.
Paul Heyman did get brought into the ECW.
Yeah.
They made it the alliance.
So you're missing the main picture yet again, boys. Vince McMahon and Paul Heyman would have been blown out of the water if WCW did it correctly. Now you couldn't tell me that if you didn't combine the New World Order like they were supposed to, instead of separating them and having one mega faction, you wouldn't have won that. You wouldn't have won that Monday Night War. Really?
I actually disagree with that.
And you're gone.
Damn.
Now that you put it that way, Tony, I see where you're coming from, and I do agree with you on that.
As you should. Because, as my moniker says, I'm better than you, and you know it. Okay, so if the man in the blue shirt would like to come out of timeout now and not be a sniveling little paint drying baby, he can say with his piece.
You have peace?
The reason I say that probably wouldn't have worked is because when the NWO, when there was two different sides, there was too many members. You had like everybody under the sun joining up with the NWO. So if you combine the Wolfpack and the NWO into one giant faction, it would take up half your roster, and you would still have guys that would be lost in the shuffle because they would still be overshadowed by Hogan, Hall, Nash, Luger, and the bigger names that were up at the front of the NWO.
Okay, but the point is you have to win the invasion angle. How better to win the invasion angle is if you bring your two ultra heels together into one heel faction and destroy the other group. And you call yourself a booker and a promoter?
That would work.
I'm not even booking and promoting, and I seen this.
This is like some Jerry Springer stuff now.
That would work, except for one problem. WWE fans aren't the smartest fans in the world. We all know that because they put up with
Hey.
Now, let's keep it civilized.
So you're telling me that if you brought in Hogan, Hall, Nash, Luger, and all the rest of them, the WWE fans, in their limited intelligence, wouldn't have tried to connect them back to their WWE characters, and in doing so ruin the whole invasion side of it, because it wouldn't have been Hall and Nash, it would have been Razor, it would have been Diesel, it would have been Hogan, and it either would have been the Narcissist or the Lex Express, Lex Luger.
Wow.
Well, again, you disagree, because is Chris Jericho still the Lionheart? Yes. Is he still the Painmaker?
He's a freaking wizard.
Is he a wizard? Yes. Is he the demo god? Yes. He's still Chris Jericho? Yes. Wrestling fans are not stupid. We all know this.
Yes, but you're forgetting one thing. Chris Jericho is a chameleon. And what I mean by that is Chris Jericho is one of the few wrestlers in the world today that can read the audience and know when it's time to change the character to make it work in the story and to keep himself fresh and relevant. You can't tell me everybody in the NWO would have done the same thing.
Well, isn't there members of the NWO in the WWE Hall of Fame not once but twice?
Yes, there is.
Yes.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
And in fact, don't cut me off, Mr. Blue Shirt. Aren't they inducted as? Let's see here. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and let's see here. The NWO.
Yes.
My point exactly.
That doesn't prove a point. That proves that they're inducted. That proves that they're inducted to the Hall of Fame. It doesn't prove that they still didn't get there because of what people thought about them in the WWE.
Okay. They went in as Holland. They went in as Scott Hall and Diesel, right? Or Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, right?
Yep.
Right.
And they went in as Diesel and Kevin Nash, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Two different people. Same person, two different personas.
Yes, you're right. But in the fans' eyes, you can't.
That's why I'm better than you, and you know it. You finally admitted it.
I don't know it.
Thank you, Mr. Blue Shirt.
I don't know that, first of all. I don't know that, first of all. Second of all, that's not even close to being true, because you can't tell me they didn't get into the Hall of Fame solely on their WCW stuff.
Hey, Tony, you're forgetting one of the main members of the NWO is in Trice as well. You got Hulk Hogan, red and yellow, and you got Hollywood Hogan.
Yes, but you can't tell me Hogan made it into the WWE Hall of Fame just because of what he did in WCW.
No, Hogan was strictly WWE.
Yes.
And you can't say that about Hall and Nash.
Hulk Hogan, red and yellow, was strictly WWE. Hollywood Hogan was WCW NWO Hall of Famer.
Vince McMahon held back Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. They weren't the powerhouses they were until Eric Bischoff got a hold of them in WCW and made them the outsiders.
I partially agree with that. Yes, he held them back from being as big a stars as they can, but you can't say he held them back completely. Kevin Nash beat Bob Backlund. Hold on. Kevin Nash beat Bob Backlund in 8 seconds at Madison Square Garden to win the WWF Heavyweight Championship.
I remember that.
And Razor Ramon had arguably the best ladder match at WrestleMania 10 with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, thanks to Shawn. Thanks to Shawn.
You can't say it was only because of Shawn. Razor had just as much to do with that than Shawn did. Why do you think Eric Bischoff kept putting Razor Ramon in ladder matches? He didn't do it because he had a sponsorship for Home Depot,
where you could rent their vehicles for $19.99. Sorry.
Okay, let's shift to a different topic here.
Shut up,
Why? It's getting good. It's getting good.
Go hide behind a tree.
The man of reason right now.
Shut up, Kool-Aid man.
Do we need to hire security? Because I got a 6'8" guy that's loving security jobs.
Yeah, but from what I heard, he can't get out of California, so nice try. Moving on.
But anyways,
Jimmy, I'll help.
Touche.
your opinion on
Ouch.
the most underrated tag team that has not yet been inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Big Money Exchange. The Mayhem Brothers. Duh.
No, we're talking about teams in the WWE.
Slash
Oh.
WCW.
That wasn't wrestle on Mario World or Barbie World at the movies.
Hey, we fight on WWE 2K23 where you can get it now at GameStop near you.
Watch that thumb. You'll be thinking you're talking about TikTok.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Now,
Sorry.
answer the Kool-Aid Man's question before he
Oh,
goes and
yeah.
hides behind a tree. The most
It'd be better if you-
underrated tag.
It would be better if you went and hid behind a tree.
Watch out for those squirrels.
And the man in
well,
the blue
everybody-
shirt. And the man in the blue shirt. It would actually be better if you muted yourself and hid behind that and actually folded that bed up and made yourself a taco.
Already did
Hey,
that
I
one.
just had tacos
Not
for
doing
dinner.
that.
That was pretty good.
To answer the Kool-Aid Man's question, the most underrated tag team to never be inducted into the Hall of Fame is the Rockers.
Amen. Yes.
Oh, so you want to put Shawn Michaels in there 3 times?
My
The man's
gosh.
talented.
You know how to count.
I'm sorry, but I have to disagree.
Oh, here
Of
we go.
course.
More arguing. Here we go. This is getting
I
good.
have to disagree, and one member of this tag team rightfully deserves to go in, no matter what. The Midnight Express. Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan.
Okay. Counterpoint. Would you put them in as a trio? Because Condrey was just as much of a part of
That's
the
a-
Midnight Express as
Yep.
I
Stan
would put them
Labor.
in as a 5-man group. And the reason why I say 5-man group, you have to include, whether you like him or not, Jim Cornette.
The
Beautiful
racket
Bobby.
guy.
Condrey.
Okay, that's only 4.
Sweet
Okay.
Stan. And who was Cornette's bodyguard before he became the big boss man?
Big Bubba Rogers.
Thank you. Or as he would say, oh, thank you.
But actually, Bubba Rogers never said that.
No, but Chad Gable has. Oh, thank you.
But you were talking about Bubba Rogers.
Yes.
Just please.
Shush.
And that's why I say the Midnight Express is the most underrated team that has not yet gone into the Hall of Fame.
Yes, but have you
beautiful
noticed the pattern
Bobby-
with the WWE? Have you noticed the pattern with the WWE Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I know. Why do you think I said they are the most underrated team to ever be that has not gone in yet? Because
The
you
pattern with the
inducted,
WWE Hall of Fame is that if you haven't done anything in the WWE, at least one member, if they haven't done anything in the WWE, the chances of them getting into the WWE Hall of Fame aren't that good.
but again, Cornette has done something with WWE, so therefore the Midnight Express should go in. Boss Man. Again, he was a bodyguard for Cornette. Midnight Express. The other 3 members should go in with Cornette and the Boss Man.
Yes, but when most people think about Cornette in the WWE and Cornette period, outside of the NWA or Smoky Mountain, they think of Yokozuna
Right.
and they think of Mr. Fuji. You think about Big Bubba Rogers outside of the NWA, outside of Smoky Mountain, and outside of the Georgia territories, you think of the Big Boss Man and his tag team with Akeem, who later on became the one-man gang.
No, you have it twisted. It was the 1-man gang, then he became Akeem.
Point being, just having the fact that Jim Cornette had something to do with the Hall of Fame wouldn't get the Midnight Express in there.
But yet you got, I mean, nothing against the Bushwhackers. I love the Bushwhackers, but they were also known as the Sheep Herders in WCW, NWA.
Yes, but the Bushwhackers were one of the most entertaining tag teams in the 80s and the early 90s that the WWE had.
Got
that
it.
alone,
Big money.
It is enough to get them into the WWE Hall of Fame.
I want to hear Heartbreaker's reason.
I think he's enjoying the argument going back and forth. Because I am.
As much as we pick on the man in the blue shirt, the crippled Messiah, he is the wrestling encyclopedia for a reason. And we're also going to go into this. Jim Cornette and Vince McMahon have heat. Vince McMahon never puts anybody in the WWE Hall of Fame that has heat with him. So therefore, Mr. Kool-Aid Man, I disagree. Mr. Man in the Blue, I think the other member of that tag team deserves to go in again, or deserves to go in, but the other member doesn't deserve to go in for a third time. So I partially agree with you and think Marty Jannetty deserves to go into the Hall of Fame, but Shawn Michaels should only stay in twice.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
I bow down to that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, because I'm better than you, and you know it.
Baby.
Well, that part's debatable.
I'm saying neutral on this one.
Let's talk about the. Speaking of being underutilized, let me talk to you.
Yeah. Sorry.
TNA actually had the better run with LA Knight than WWE has had with LA Knight.
Yeah.
However, I do like the fact that he did win the Battle Royal at SummerSlam.
Yeah, for nothing. There was nothing to speak of
No,
that
he
match.
got a year's supply of Slim Jims. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was nothing. There was nothing on the line in that match.
A year's supply of Slim Jims.
I mean, he should have at least gotten a shot at one of the mid cards. I mean, hell, he should actually be. I'll actually go on record. He should actually be the one that dethrones Roman Reigns. There, I said it.
I agree with you.
Wow.
And as much as I argue with the Heartbreaker, I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really believe Roman Reigns going to lose right after he breaks Bruno Sammartino's record.
Yeah, but if you look at it, he's only had 1,000 days. Bruno Sammartino's was over 2,000. That would make it next year at WrestleMania.
That's a little too long to be a champ, I think.
Which is when I think he's going to lose it. I think he's going to lose it to Cody.
Yeah, after having the match with Brock, yeah, I see that part.
I actually have to agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think Roman's not going to have anybody in his corner to help him.
No, Bloodline will be done by then.
Yep.
I mean, just because Jimmy betrayed Jay SummerSlam, maybe I just have a weird feeling that he's gonna pull what I like to call a Randy Orton move. Be back in the Bloodline for a little bit, and then boom.
It's a good possibility.
Now, speaking of Orton,
Well, hold on. I want to get back. Hold on. I want to get back to LA Knight for a minute. 'Cause
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question. Do you guys think that Vince McMahon and his senile wisdom is going to make the same mistake with the LA Knight that Eric Bischoff made with Steve Austin in WCW?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Half and half.
Yeah. Part of me
Half
like
and half.
yeah.
He's not a pizza.
And the reason I say half and half is good. Vince is going to drop the ball. However, Triple H is going to pick up and run with it.
You're all forgetting, though, Triple H is not total control of creative. Vince McMahon still has final say over everything. As long as Vince McMahon is in control of WWE, LA Knight, Eli Drake, whatever the hell he wants to go by, doesn't have a chance
Yeah.
in WWE.
And we're all forgetting about the wild card in the room. Ari
Yes.
Emanuel when the Endeavor deal comes full circle, because he's going to have some say in WWE because he owns it.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. When
You're wrong. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
During the press conference after SummerSlam, someone asked Triple H about the health of Vince McMahon.
Yes.
And
That was the first I heard of McMahon having health issues.
He had
major
massive back surgery.
He's had a lot of health issues. I mean, just look at him. Sorry, Vince. Call me.
Yeah, I mean,
See, I didn't know that until I heard it from Triple H himself. That's why
Shane blows a quad, and Vince messes up his back.
That's what happens when you get old.
The only two healthy McMahons, dare I say it, are Stephanie and Linda.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Except Stephanie's high-pitched, bitchy voice.
Yeah, that is true. But
Yeah.
she was easier to look at on the screen than Vince McMahon.
Yeah. That's true.
All right.
That's true.
Well, I LA Knight, one of the most underrated, one of the most underrated in WWE.
I agree with that.
Chad Gable is another one who's underrated, even though he actually won something that actually means something, doesn't mean he's actually going to win against Gunther.
No.
Because
I'd die laughing if he did, though.
Because Honky Tonk Man's reign ends on Saturday after the next pay-per-view. So he's going to keep it he's going to keep it until at least he goes past Honky.
The other underrated wrestler besides those two, I have to say this, is Bronson Reed.
I love Bronson Reed.
He's not being utilized correctly. They're keeping him in these feuds with Nakamura, with Ciampa. He needs more other feuds with other wrestlers to make him relevant.
Okay. Do I think Bronson Reed could be used better? Yes. Do I think they're wrong in putting him with feuds with Nakamura and Ciampa? No. Because that shows Bronson Reed in a higher light if you put him in with wrestlers the caliber of a Ciampa and a Shinsuke Nakamura.
True. He's got a point. Besides his forehead, he has a point.
I admit that.
All right. Well, one more topic, Mr. Man in the blue shirt. At least it's not an orange shirt today, but it's blue. So it could be signs that he's actually moving away from the man in the orange shirt, who We'll rename Nameless on this podcast tonight.
He has a name.
So, man in blue shirt, what do you want to talk about?
That was a good one.
You know what? We started with AEW. Let's end with AEW and the great parking lot match that they had on Rampage last week.
That was a hell of a match. I enjoyed it.
That was the best match of Rampage.
Yeah, and the Vetter team won.
Yep. With no cheating.
I love the whole grandma scene. That was freaking awesome. I was like, "Oh, poor grandma."
Spots too, where Claudio went in, told Pam to get the hell out of the van. Yeah, where else can you get a grand theft of an automobile and an almost attempted murder in the same match? Brilliant. And like the man in the red shirt said, the match ended perfectly. It was a clear-cut victory. And the better team won.
And where else can you get a man surfing on the top of a minivan to come into a match?
That man has to be nameless. Nope, you're not going there.
I didn't
You're
say
not going
it
there. You're not going there.
I named a part of a match. I did not say the man's name.
Nope. Can't go there.
Oh, so somebody can't say that name. I get it now.
You can't go there.
I didn't go there.
You were about to.
Oh, girl. Sorry.
I was talking about a spot in a match.
Which involved
Judges
who?
allow it? Okay, judges say they'll allow it.
Where else I'm not going to say the name of the person.
Damn.
Where else can you have somebody surfboard in on top of a minivan to jump into a match?
Yeah, illegally.
Yep.
How's it illegal? It's a parking lot brawl. There's no
It's
rules.
illegally. He had no business being in the match.
No, he did not.
Neither did Wheeler Yuta.
Wheeler wasn't there.
No, he wasn't.
Then who do you think choked out said person?
Yeah.
Wheeler wasn't there. I didn't see nothing.
I did not see
Clean out those
Wheeler.
Coke bottle glasses and maybe the Kool-Aid man needs some.
I did not see Wheeler.
Like I said, it was a clear-cut,
someone else interfering.
Victory.
And I agree with that clear-cut victory.
Fans, this is what happens when a Kool-Aid man and an old man give you revisionist history for wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not sure what's wrong with the Kool-Aid man, but the other guy up there in the top corner might need his prune juice, so that could probably explain why he might be in a bad mood.
Anyways,
to be honest, everybody, I was really expecting somebody else to be on this podcast tonight, and I was really fired up because I was going to get my revenge on the said person. But, maybe next time Favi comes on our podcast, he'll bring that said person so I can get my just revenge.
Do I know this person? Because
No.
Well, if you're listening to the podcast I was on, you should know the said person.
You want to say the name?
I can't remember the dude's name. He said person.
Does it start with the L and ends with the ants?
There we go, Lance.
Like I didn't know him. I know everybody. It's SoCal. Hello.
But anyways, yes, he made me look like a fool on that podcast, and I want my revenge. I want my rematch against him.
That's Lance for you.
That's the reason I went. That's the reason I went ultra heel here tonight. But
You did
again,
a damn good job of it.
But again, Mr. Lance, one of these days, you and me we will debate the true meaning of the Shield and who the best member of that Shield really was. And sir,
All I gotta do is make a call.
It is not Roman Reigns like you say it is. No, sir. It was Dean fucking Ambrose.
And I agree with Heartbreaker.
Or Seth Rollins.
I plead the fifth. Well, fourth. Because 1, 2, 3. Yeah, fourth. Yeah, fourth.
Well. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to conclude this interview tonight.
Before you end it,
I
would like each one of us to come up with one of your favorite catchphrase from a wrestler.
Mr. Kool-Aid Man, we have a production meeting in like 5 minutes. Your motion.
Wait. Hold on.
Your promotion is denied. So, without further ado, Mr. Man on the blue shirt, thank your damn sponsors again, because without this, we wouldn't have to listen to Paint Dry.
I heard it's actually kind of fun when you're.
We'd like to thank Precision Power Washing, and you can find him on Facebook, El Ranchero's Mexican Restaurant in Longview, Washington. American Family Insurance, that's Agent Kevin Wasson. The CARE program, which stands for Community Action Reaching Everybody, and you can get a hold of the lady that's in charge of that on Facebook, and her name is Becky Bernhardt. And Bruce Nichols Painting for all your painting, pressure washing, and lead removal needs, and you can find him on Andy.
All right. Well, thank you, Big Money, for coming in and giving us your expertise on wrestling. And again, as always, it's always an honor to talk to you, sir. So, for the man in the blue shirt, the talking head, the blah, 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 the man that he thinks he's a wrestling encyclopedia, but really doesn't have the facts to back it up. And for the Kool-Aid Man, who just sits there and looks like a goofy-ass smile with a pretend little afro, I'm the Heartbreaker, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you very much.